The date is October 11th, 2024. This is it, folks. We're getting pretty much done for the year. Pool's closed. Been closed for several weeks. Need to blow the sprinklers out real soon. Might have done that already, the way the videos come out. But I think this is going to be the last mow for the year also. We're going to start weed whacking. I'm not going to show you my actually working because, I mean, it's bad enough when you have to do it yourself. When you have to watch somebody, that's, you know, just as bad. Still work. Doesn't help me any, but anyway, we're just here for the startup. So, this year's been pretty good. I learned something about this edger. It's poorly instructed. On it, it says that you need to press the primer bulb or the bypass or whatever the fuck they call it 10 times. That's excessive, I think, but that's what it says, so that's what I go with. In the book, it says to press it more than 10 times. This weed whacker has always taken about 6 pulls to start, and I was having a little trouble getting it started, so I started giving it 12 instead of 10, which is more than 10, and it's been starting in 6 pulls. So last time it did. Let's see if it does now. It's got fuel in it, everything is a go. We're all ready here. Put that over to start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Let's see if it'll make a liar out of me or not, but it's been good. 6 balls. Here we go. It's nice when your lawn equipment just fucking works the way it's supposed to. Anyway, I got work ahead of me. It used to be that it took me half the day to get the shit started. Then I could work and be, you know, disgruntled with that. But at least we got rid of the hard part, so. Alright, we'll see you later. Lucky for you, I had to stop down for just a little bit to move some more shit out of the way. So we get to do a hot restart. And there ain't nothing but just pull the rope. Nothing to it. You like watching Daddy work? How many cube points is this today? That's adorable.
Back again up, 75 now.
75? Look at the big smile on it.
Yes.
Look at the big smile.
Yes.
Now it's time to mow. Well, well, well. What do we have here? We have, I know it looks like it's completely out of frame. I know it looks completely filthy. That's because I had it sitting right there when I did the weed whacking. So this is all the stuff that just got kicked up onto it. I don't keep it that way. It just is. It's going to get like that anyway now. We gotta see if it's got any fuel in here. There's about 6 drops. That should be enough to get started. Let's see about some oil pieces. It's been absolutely perfect. Right up to the mark. Right where it should be. Still all good. So everything should be a go. So now an interesting thing came up the other day. I was watching a video from Not Rocket Science on YouTube. I have been subscribed to this guy. I think he was one of the very, very, very first YouTube channels I ever subscribed to. He was uploading way before I was. And he's got a lot of cool and interesting stuff. So I've been watching him for years, and he recently had a thing that he started up, a small engine, and he pulled the rope a couple times before actually going to start it, and mentioned me and said how I do that, so now he does that. So thank you to Not Rocket Science. I'm not really sure why I actually do that. I don't think in a small engine like this it actually makes that much of a difference, because these typically are splash lubricated. That means that on the crankshaft there's basically just a little stick or pin or whatever you want to call it, stiff piece of wire, one of those type things, a stick-like thing. And that simply goes down and into the oil at the bottom of the engine and flings a drop or two, a couple drops up into the engine as it rotates around at high speed. But when you pull the rope really slow, is it actually going ahead and oiling anything? I don't think them drops are flinging good enough. So I'm not really sure why I actually do it. I like to do it because that way I can first of all feel, because you never know, what if the blade is locked up or blocked up, and you go to pull that and you go, oh, I broke the rope. Not good. So good idea to pull it slow. I like to feel the compression of the engine. Oh yeah, that feels about how it always has, that's good. Or, whoa, how come we got no compression? Or, chug, chug, uh-oh, why did it lock up? You know, so better than breaking the rope on that, then you got a compound problem. So we're going to pull the rope slow a couple of times. Again, I don't think it does any good, but it's just something I do. I think it's good to do, and that's that. So I just put my bullshit disabler. It's kind of like the auto start stop button in your car. First thing you do after starting the engine is pressing that button even before you put your seatbelt on now. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things you got to do to get it out of the way. So now we can go ahead and roll this over. And we'll do it slow. Good. Third time. Yep, feels about right. Now one thing I don't like is that's got a lot of before it, you know, it's like it doesn't feel like it's grabbing like it used to, and sometimes it slips like that. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but it's definitely rolled over a number of times. So provided there is enough fuel in the carbonator, it should start, and hopefully that'll be the case. I also found that this mower takes like nothing to start. I could see a 72-year-old grandma come out, oh, it's time to mow the lawn. You see what I mean? It takes nothing to roll this guy over. Nothing. And it just starts right up. Love it. Yeah, I knew this was going to happen. Right in the middle of mowing the lawn, run out of gas. And it's the last mow of the year. It couldn't have just waited, you know, and ran out at the very end and that. Now, I've heard a number of things. Let's come back to the mower here. I've heard a number of things. Some people say, always run your lawn equipment out of fuel at the end of the season. And other people say, no, leave fuel in there. It keeps everything kind of moistened and lubricated. And I see the point of that as well. And other people say, oh no, got to dump the gas out of it because fuel goes bad in 3 days if you don't smell it. And that's the kind of gas they make today. And because of that, you know, you got to drain the fuel out quite quick. Oh no, don't have to do that. Just put some stable in there. You know, the gas stabilizer, stable stuff. Put that in there. You can keep that gas for 45 years. Who is right? Everybody has a different fucking opinion. Who is right? And that's what I always say about the pool stuff. Nobody has an answer. They can just tell you what's worked for them. So for me, I try to run it out of gas, but I don't always. And this year, because it died right at this point, I'm going to dump in the rest of the gas I have and probably leave it for and we'll see that it won't start in the spring. Well, it seems I got a little more fuel than I thought I did. I also have a new gas can vent cap. Yeah, that broke off years ago, and I used to just leave it open and gas would shoot out. So I just took a little piece of plastic wrap and screwed the piece that I had left there. You know, it works. It works great. That's all it took. I'm surprised. I would have thought the fuel, the fumes, the vapors would have burned through fucking saran wrap, you know. But I guess not. That's all I'm going to put in. That ought to be more than plenty enough to get it running and finish the job. And then as far as the rest goes, I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and start this back up. Now, it might just start back up, or it might need a little bit of cranker wanker. There's no, I can't prime anything. The only thing I do is stick my finger in the muffler and burn it. There's nothing to do. Like, I can't, you just got to crank it. You got nothing. It's like a fuel injected vehicle. You know, you got nothing. You just turn the key and hope. Going to wrap up the mowing season for 2024. Got to clean this machine up a bit. It's got stuff on it. Engine made in the USA. Is that why that shit's breaking already? Look at that. That didn't even catch. I don't know what the fuck the deal is with that, but other than that, this machine has performed absolutely flawlessly for the entire season. Huge thanks to Lexmarks567 for this machine. This has made my life so much fucking easier this year. It did very well. It never not started. It always started. There's a bee that wants to eat it. I don't know why. It's over there. Stop eating. It's orange, not yellow. Go away. So yeah, that's it. As far as mowing goes, I have a small, I gotta do, you know what I need? I need a quick blow job. I'll be right back. Whenever it was, China sent me this Van Pour cordless leaf blower. This way I can get my quick blow job, you know. It comes with, mine actually came with 2 batteries. And I found this battery to be interesting. 20 volts, 4 amp hour, lithium ion. And up here it says lithium ion. And over here, 10 batteries. Is that like the electric bicycles that catch fire? I'm very cautious about charging this battery. It has no further real information. It does say power share. I don't know what that's about. And it said power share somewhere else on it that I saw before. I don't know where. Yeah, on the bottom. So it says that. So this, you know, it's got a battery and it goes on the thing and it's on, I think. Yeah. And then you can do, it's got speeds. It's on low, and then, you know, you can speed it up and all that. So it works, but what do you do when you have a product like this that no longer is around? It's not on Amazon anymore. They don't make it. They don't sell it. Nothing. It was here. I got an early one. It was actually sent via DHL to me, I remember, and stuff like that. And if you also take a look at it, just 2 big metal contacts. How do you get a replacement battery for this thing? They're not going to sell you one. They're probably not even around anymore. It's got to be something. And then we'll talk actually a little more about that something. The charger that comes with this thing, I didn't bring it out here. It's one of those where you put it and slide it on the thing, and it's got a little light on it and that. There's no battery meter on here to tell you how much battery power. Not on the unit either. And the charger just has a light that's red that goes green when it's charged. You get no information, no nothing. So I said, well, how would I possibly get a replacement battery? That's kind of weird. And then one day, I was going through my stuff and I found this battery from Sane Logic. It just says max battery. Nowhere on here does it tell you the voltage or the amperage at all. This happens to be a 20 volt 2 amp hour battery. And it curiously looks like that. So I said, what if I take that and do that? It doesn't fit quite all the way, but it does. And then it works. Huh. Well, that's cool. I also do have a Vanpor mini chainsaw, but I haven't dug that out to see if the batteries for that actually fit. But this Sane Logic one does. Here's the interesting thing. It fits on there just like the original battery. The original battery has a slide-on charger thing, and this will fit on the same charger. But yet, with this Sane Logic, which coincidentally happens to also be a chainsaw, they don't give you one of them charger things like that. They give you a little wall wart power adapter thing that you plug in, and it's got a barrel jack connector, and it plugs in right there. But I've charged it on the other charger, and it goes on and it charges the same way. That happens to have a barrel jack connector, and I can charge this with that charger. Isn't that interesting? All right, so we're on to something here. What if I wanted more batteries? Well, so it turns out, China contacted me, and they said, would you want to do a review of this? This has 2 batteries. and a yellow charger, and it's got a couple of USB ports and lights and things. It does things. And these are 20 volt, 6 amp hour, little A power lithium ion batteries. But something a little interesting, that doesn't look like that. I know you got them 5 things, but there ain't no contacts in there. And obviously it don't look like that either. So I knew that going into it, and this there is no YouTube video of, because they wanted an Amazon review, and I don't do those anymore, but occasionally I will make an exception. So I did an Amazon review for this, and just, oh, great charger. I was redoing my deck, and what a great product. Okay, listen, it's batteries. They're not the originals. They're cheap, but you'll get power out of them. Okay, not as good. We know that. We get it. These are for DeWalt tools. Well, I ain't got none of those. I got Van Pour and other brands you never heard of. But these 2 batteries were the same, and I bet they use the same kind for the Van Pour chainsaw. So I said, I bet these are something. Well, it turns out they are. These type batteries are actually Makita mount batteries. I found that out through some sort of looking at pictures and trying to figure things out. I know people don't have those skills anymore, but I can do that. Because I have the internet right at my fingertips. It's called Google, and I type stuff in and I learn things. It's amazing what happens when you learn on your own instead of having to be spoon-fed fucking everything. You actually retain and can think. It's quite a concept. So I said, well, this came from Amazon, so I bet they make an adapter to go from DeWalt to Makita. Well, turns out they sure do. I bought this straight up. I paid for it, full money, the whole thing. And I don't know, it's just no-name something brand, just like everything else here. It's all no-name stuff. But I'll tell you something. That clicks on. This adapter gives you a USB and a USB-C. These batteries have a meter on them. Does the same Logic one have that? No, it also doesn't have any sort of meter on it anywhere, no button or nothing. But these got a button on them. And so it turns out that once you do that, now you essentially have a Makita battery. They don't all really snap on perfect. It's close enough, and it's not falling off. It just doesn't click in good. But the main thing is that you turn it on, and it works. So for the tune of about 12 bucks or 11 bucks or something, I got this adapter, and it works just as good as any of the other batteries for this. And then these batteries can be good for that. Some other stuff I have might also use Makita batteries. I find that a lot of this no-name stuff uses Makita, but not always, because I have some other stuff that's just, I didn't find out what kind it is yet. So I might be able to get other adapters to make Makita fit Milwaukee, or and then get all 3 different ones and stuff. The one thing about these little shoehorn adapters, as I like to call them, is when you have this just sitting on the battery like that, this battery is being drained to run the USB stuff. So you don't want to leave the adapter on the battery when not in use. I can, however, leave the adapter on the tool like that because there's no battery, so it's not going to drain anything. This is the way that works, you know, when you think about it. So that's kind of cool. So this one ended up paying off that I did that. Now, I was talking to Not Rocket Science recently, and we were talking about, he had a video recently on his gas leaf blower and how he fashioned a strap for it, a shoulder strap for it, to make it easier from the vibration and the weight of it and things like that. And in doing so, it made the machine, of course, a lot easier to use. And he just went to Harbor Freight, got a strap there for a couple of bucks and put it on, and it worked great for him, and that's wonderful, just like that. So that kind of got me started on this, and I was mentioning how I have this leaf blower, and I have a love-hate relationship with it. I love the fact that it's cordless, but I hate the fact that it's cordless. I don't have a gas leaf blower, but I do have an AC powered electric one. It literally blows this thing away. I don't care if you put a 12 amp hour fucking battery on this and run it at full fucking chooch, that AC powered one runs rings around this thing. But then you got a cord. It's also a bigger machine and a heavier machine that I got to lug around in that. But for a quick blow job, and you know, if you're a guy like me, you need those sometimes, it does work great. Again, if you got to get the really dirty work done, you got to get the right tool for the job. But for a quick blow job, yes, indeed it works, and I got plenty of power, so that means I'm in for a lot of quick blow jobs. Love that kind. Anyway, that is going to wrap up the mowing and lawn season and all that kind of great stuff for 2024. That's going to do it. I thank you very kindly for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you click like, make sure you click subscribe, and take care. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.